La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Mm. Do 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 do. Doom 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. Ding 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 ding. Hmm. Oh, let me whew, put on some chapstick. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Let me change this light. I still don't like how that looks. I wonder, should I do it? Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Make yourselves at home. I hope you all have fixed out your lovely dinner and your something to drink and everything so you can have all this stuff going on and you can sit down and chill and relax. Oh, yes. This is New Year's Eve. I hope you all have no. Do y'all have plans for New Year's Eve? How rude of me to actually just start into this program. First, let me introduce myself. This is Said Larry J, and I am your host, Larry J. So come on in, make yourselves at home. Make sure you get you something to drink, whatever you drink, and kick back and have that dinner and everything. Hi, Cece. How are you? Um, I would. Miss Crystal. So come on in, make yourselves at home. I am so glad that you all are in here and tuning in. So, what are some of your plans for tonight? It is New Year's Eve, and we are celebrating. We are celebrating on tonight. So I could not find anything that I wanted to talk about today. So I just happened to be, I think I was looking at something and it said something about the reflections of 2000. Because I was sitting up there like, what am I going to talk about today? Because I mean, it's the end of the year and I'm like, I don't have no topic. So, God is good. I'm up there just scrolling through some things and I see the reflections of 2020. I'm like, that will be a good topic to talk about the reflections because this year it's been wonderful to some people. Like y'all probably like, why are you gonna say it's been wonderful? We've been shut up in a pandemic that's been going on. And to some people, it has been such a tragic, the pandemic and the Toyota Corolla have thrown in ranches, thrown in ranches and people plans and it's just been, curveball. Starting from the beginning, we got to go all the way back to January on up to the middle part of March. Everybody was minding their own business. Everybody was singing the Smurfs. La 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 la. La 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 la. So everyone was singing that song, having their events going on and everything. People flying to New York, flying to Jamaica, Japan, Italy, and way all across the world. Everybody was minding their own business till the pandemic said, baby, I'm here. and the Toyota Corolla started rolling around. And since this was something new to all of us, everyone was in panic mode. You were going to the grocery store, now we are migrating. Let me slow down and backtrack because this was January in the middle of February. But some people knew about the Corolla that was rolling around before it started merging into March. So March, everyone started panicking. You go in the grocery stores, you thought it was the last days because people were buying up stuff. The shelves were empty. Empty, empty, empty. You go, you just blow the stuff off the grocery store shelves because it was empty. They had shut down the schools. They shut them down. They shut down the schools. People were doing virtual learning. And this is where the teachers find out how the children are living and what's going on in the children's house. And the children find out how their teachers really are on virtual learning because they just threw them teachers out there. They hadn't properly trained them on virtual learning. Them teachers never had did virtual learning, some of them anyway. And they just threw them out there to the sharks, and the sharks started eating them up. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? How are we supposed to do this? We just gotta swim to the beat. Put on your flippers. At the same time, you had the stimulus sale relief bill that came into play. Now we in March. We in March of 2020. So people was taking effect of, and they was applying, getting their unemployment, plus the stimulus money that was going along with, which was about $1,000 a week. Some people, they chose not to get no job because they had went and they took a sabbatical from March to July because that's when it ended. They took I sure did. Oh, let me quit before I be done flipped over this table. But they took a sabbatical. They took a sabbatical from March to July. I was going having conversation with people. I'm like, what type of work you do? I don't work. You don't work? Yeah, I'm just straight up chilling. Wait a minute, you chilling? You're not trying to find a job? Well, why I'm gonna look for a job? Got that pandemic money going in. I mean, that pandemic money is fine, but you still want to try to find some work because it does not look good when you have the huge gap on your resume. But we're not talking about resume segments right here. So people were just partying like a rock star, partying like a rock. They were just taking their money, just blowing it, tearing up them people malls. We still in March because March we're migrating into April. April we have now the mayor and the governor, they issuing out executive orders. And the thing about Georgia, the people that live in Georgia, they just do what they want to do. People don't respect no executive order. If they did like their country, I forget the name of the country, across the ocean. I'll fly across the ocean for you. I will bring you the moon. I will be your... Oh, got caught up. So one country, they had put out lions. When the executive order, you're supposed to be in about curfew, they had the lions out. They make sure you don't come out. But in Georgia, because the people are, some of us and most of us are so Southern, rules don't apply to us. So, they issue out executive orders. Half of the folks don't even know it's an executive order. Half of the people are not even, we still in April, half of the people are not even complying with what's going on. You're supposed to be in your house by 9 unless you're a frontline worker. I guess everybody was frontline workers. They were going to the club being a frontline worker. Wait a minute, the clubs went home. Oops, my bad. They was having parties at people's houses and causing roadblocks and everything else. So the executive order was passed. And so now we're moving into May. Yes, we're moving rapidly through this because I could give more details, but we're moving into May, where around about April, May, you had the Ahmaud situation in Brunswick, where they could not actually, y'all were like, what is he trying to say? I'm just being careful with what I say because it's very sensitive. It's been swept under the carpet for now. So they had the Ahmaud situation with the two men that said they thought they saw a burglar, so they killed the boy. So you had that case going on, and coming up into May, you also had the George Floyd situation. And the Breonna situation, May, June, and these situations pertained with the law. And you had that happen. And the people got into an uproar and they just started tearing up stuff. Even here in Atlanta, they were just tearing up stuff. They went from the downtown to Atlanta to Buckhead, just tap, tap, tap. Remember that movie that what it was? I think it was a civil War movie with Denzel Washington in it when he said tap, 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 and they came into Atlanta and they were just tearing it up. They just started tearing it up, just tearing it up. But they stopped at certain counties because they know certain counties don't play the radio with that. I won't call these counties names like when they didn't call. So they stopped at certain counties, but they went in Buckhead, tearing up the mall, busting out the people. When some of these was planned burglaries. Some people doing this so they can get insurance money. They had people breaking in their stores so they could file in. Hello, yeah, somebody broke into my shop in Buckhead. Knowing you, stop it. Y'all paid some of them people to break in y'all shop. Matter of fact, some of y'all broke in the shop just to. Leave that alone, Larry. So now we're in May. Well, we have our governor, Kempton lifting up the order because he have co-signed with our president of the United States of this America. He have co-signed with him. Come on, it's time to open back up the economy. We got to open back up the economy before we go into a depression, recession, oppression, regression. So it's time for us to open back up the economy. But what happened to the pandemic? Don't worry about it. It's still going on. Let's open back up the economy. But we're not going to open up the governor's mansion. That's what people take tours at. For some of you all that may not know, that's what people take tours. Oh, it wasn't open. It was shut down. You can't take tours there. There's a pandemic going on. But let's open back up. We got to open back up the economy, y'all. Y'all don't understand. You got to open up the economy. Then we had the Breonna Taylor situation that also is under the subject of the law, which, of course, I be mindful what I say. Because not only everybody actually, thank you, Miss Jessica. I try my best. I said, since this is New Year's Eve, I am going to actually be, dress it up a little bit. Now, back to Miss Breonna. Yeah, there's still some things dangling with that case. I won't allude to anything. We'll just leave that at that. So now we opening up our president. You all, life is good. You all gone. We're in June. We're in June and July. Life is good. You all going out there to the beaches. You can go to the beaches. It's okay. Y'all need some sun because the Toyota Corolla, it cannot last in the sun. It will kill it. And that's what he said. That's what they said. And they sent all of them people out there to the beach. And most of them people started getting infected. So now we're starting to ramp up just a little bit because people starting to get more Toyota Corollas. So we're in July. So now we in. So since we got all of this stuff going on, I hope y'all keeping up. We got the pandemic money. Everybody over there partying like a rock star, partying like they give out $1,000 each week, partying like a rock star, partying like a what you doing? Oh, I'm going shopping today. Oh, really? You get another cell phone and everything else. But hey, I'm Kermit the Frog. It's not my business. So these people are just balling. but failing to realize, okay, this pandemic money is ending July. And it ended at the end of July. So now everybody's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I mean, what about us? What about us? What we supposed to do? We haven't been working since March. We've been chilling off of this money. Some of us. We've been chilling off of this money. What are we supposed to do? Are y'all up there in the White House making out some ideas of how y'all gonna come up with some more stimulus sale money? What are we supposed to do? We're not working. They stopped us from working because of the pandemic. Shut it down. Whew. So the money runs out. So now everybody's, and so now we're in the Pentagon having a meeting. Okay. So what are we supposed to do with the stimulus package? I think we need to shave because $600 a week was too much for the pandemic relief. Yeah, I think we need to shave. Let's cut it down to 600. No, let's cut it down to 500. No, let's cut it down to 400. No, that's too much. No, we need to give them. So all of this going on, just having, everybody just having a discussion. Now, all these people, they ain't being able to work. Some of them, they don't have a job, some of their jobs, and some people, they just don't know what to do in these situations. These people sitting up here playing Russian roulette with these people's lives because they're having a discussion about what should we do. This went on in July, August, September, October. Still was going on about what are we going? We should give the people $1,000. No, let's give them. They got $1,200. They don't take this stimulus package and they have shaved it down because the first stimulus package was a good package that we had got, but no, that was too good. That was too good for the American people. We need to cut. That's too much money because we already print out money from the library anyway. So that was just too much going on. Now we're in October. We're in October now of 2020 because this pandemic. Now, the pandemic hasn't been bad to everyone because some people have been starting businesses during the midst of the pandemic. Someone that I know of, they started a financial company in the midst of the pandemic. Somebody else I know of, which is very close to me, started their own clothing line. Someone else I know started a clothing line as well. People were starting businesses during this pandemic. So this pandemic has not been bad for everyone. So we're in October. This is where we have what it is. The debates are going on, flies on people's heads and everything else. And we have the debates, and then all of a sudden things took a little turn because our president of the United States, of course, he got the corona. But he's well now, and he's well, and we are glad about it. Y'all ain't finna get me. I know I'm on camera. We are glad about it. But the interesting reason this year has because our president has been truly off the chain. So he was waving around in his truck, waving to everybody. I'm doing great, everyone. I'm doing great, everyone. You all can go about your normal lives. Everything is going to be fine. Yes, it's a pandemic going on. Go about your usual lives. I'm doing great. So as we see it, because see, now we have the election coming up in November of 2020, because right now I'm migrating very fast because we're actually in October and now we coming up into November because we have a election going on. We have our president, whom to be the elect right now, which is Biden, and we have at the time our president who is still in office, our president Trump. So we had the election going on. It was so great. Then we migrated in November, and now we got shooting cases going on because people feel like that the crime is starting to migrate to Lenox Square. And I'll talk about Phipps Plaza later. Oh, and I'm going to talk about what's in the works later. So the crime is I goes home for Thanksgiving and eat a good old piggy food and everything. Go visit some people. I usually don't state my locations, but I go visit some wonderful people in my life. I gets back to Atlanta. These fools been acting a fool up here. They've been going to that Lenox Square. Now, Lenox Square has always not been, you know, the place where crime has been. Because Lenox Square was known as more of the elite mall, where you had people that actually, more people that went shopping there. So now you go into the Lenox Square. No, yeah, let me back up because they went to shooting at the Lenox Square and everything else, and crime is starting to migrate there. So now we in December because now we got a runoff election. We got our two candidates, Warnock, which some I call another name, and then we have Ossoff. Ossoff, whom I call something else. They have nicknames. So we have that run up election, and we're in December now of 2020. December. Some people went and voted, some people didn't, because some people think, I don't know what world some of these people think they live. I don't know if they think they live on Jupiter, rules don't apply to them, so they didn't go vote and everything. And so here we are. And by the way, and as I stated, yes, they had another shooting incident, which this one was actually, if I'm not mistaken, it was this week at Phipps Plaza. For those of you that may not know, Phipps Plaza is diagonal across the street from Lenox Square. You can see both malls if you go to either one of them. Phipps Plaza is more known as more where your celebrity shop at, because they have more of your stores in there that have security guards like Fendi, Chanel, Prada, and all of those high-end stores. Now I'm trying to understand. People run into these malls going, and they actually go and shooting. It was also a shooting at Arbor Place Mall too, but you know that mall is way out there. People don't hardly go to that mall anyway. It's just a few. So I'm trying to understand. These people don't have nothing else better to do throughout all of 2020. I just sat here and just ate popcorn and just watched. It was like a movie theater. I'm going to the movie. You can walk outside and go see a movie in either somebody's backyard, or you go to the mall and you see a movie. So of course you all know I actually did an interview where I went to Lenox Square. Leave that at that. And as I said, I was going to type that in. See, some of y'all out here that may look at this video, y'all call yourselves migrating crime up to Lenox Square. I want you all to recognize the area that you all are going in, because I'm quite sure people are having meetings to actually enforce certain things, and so crime don't think or consider getting out of hand at such malls such as the Lenox Square. And then there was another shooting at Perimeter Mall. The guy, he went up. Now, Perimeter Mall isn't done with it. Don't you know these people are having them? Because they're not going to let y'all come up in here and then think y'all going to bring crime up in here. But you don't see hardly that much crime at the West End and Greenbrier Mall. Oops. It slipped. Sorry. Got to be more careful what I say on camera. Oops. But he actually went in the Perimeter Mall and he held some handgun jewelry on the employee. Now I'm trying to understand, if these people got something to prove, they like pulling handgun jewelry. If they want to show how tough they are, why don't they go sign themselves up to be, what's that boxer name? Will somebody help me out in the comment section? What's the boxer name? He kind of short. He's a black guy, and he's a champion along with Mike Tyson. Yeah, since they want to prove themselves, why don't they go get in the ring and show how much so they can prove themselves? Because everybody want to prove themselves these days. Everybody want to have hand jewelry. This is where our 2020, and now some fools, oops, my bad. Did I say that? Let's rewind. Rewind. Play. Some people, they actually think when 2021 roll in, everything is going to magically disappear. including the pandemic. Some people actually think that when 2021 rolls in, the pandemic is going to disappear. There's not going to be any more pandemic because it's going to be a new year. That's why everyone have their New Year's resolutions, and they say, I'm going to go lose weight, and I'm going to start Monday, and I'm going to go in the gym, and Tuesday I'm going to go from 200 pounds to 150 pounds. Just like in a snap of a... See how that work out for you. So we got 2021 rolling around in. Listen at the sentence. I mean rolling in. So we have to actually take consideration of, I hope some of us have set and made up our strategic goals for 2021, because we have a few more hours before the clock strike 12 and it be New Year's. Like right now, probably at 9 o'clock, I probably write down my goals, which I have to compare them from my last year goals. Some of them I've executed on and actually accomplished. So I'm going to have to write down these goals. So when 2021, I'm already moving in with some of them. I'm migrating in anyway, but I just have to write them down. So I hope some of you have wrote down your goals for 2021. And of course, I was going to go live in another area of the place, but I don't have it actually set up just yet. I'll probably have it set up tomorrow. So I hope you all actually take... What are some of y'all doing tonight? Some of y'all going to church? Some of y'all going to the club? Larry, how you gonna ask some people, are they going to the... Okay, people are going to the club. They going to the club. I'm so sorry to tell you. Some of y'all that are still deluded in some areas, people are going to the club, especially here in Atlanta. The club's probably gonna be packed. Or are some of you staying home and bringing in your new year? Oh, Chris, I'm so glad that you... What was part of your... Yes, that was one of... Yes, Crystal Sneak. I was sitting up here reading. My eyes seem like I don't be wanting to read out certain stuff, but yes. Said Larry J was one of my plans that I executed on for 2020, along with some other things. I'm glad that you asked that, Crystal. Crystal, do you want to come live? Since it is New Year's Eve, do you want to come live? Do you want to come live? I know you were watching. Hello? I know you were watching. Do you want to come live? Well, she say no. Y'all, she's shy. She ain't shy. Really, she ain't. She ain't a bit more shy than Batman, or she just be beating up on me and everything. I'm just joking. No, she don't. But all of you, you all have a great night. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed this segment, because and tomorrow is Fun Day Friday on top of New Year's Day. Oh, y'all may not. Something else that may be coming out, but I may hear that tomorrow on Said Larry J on Fun Day Friday on top of New Year's Day. So hopefully, thank you for... I'm sitting up here again twisted with my work. So thank you for tuning in to Said Larry J. Make sure you click that like button, that share, that subscribe, that little bell, ding dong, right beside subscribe. And thank you again for tuning in, and I hope you all have a great night. Happy New Year's Eve, and you all be safe out... I was going to say out there, but I'm going to sound country. So I'm going to say, you all be safe out there in these streets. Make sure you prayed up, because these some crazy cuckoo birds out here. Y'all have a good night, you hear? Bye.